Thank you for joining me as we continue unlocking all His words with Day 1, Part 5 of Creation. If you haven't previously seen Day 1, Parts 1 through 4, I would recommend you start there for a clear foundation. In Day 1, Part 2 through 4, we familiarized ourselves with how the books of Jubilees, 1st Enoch and Luke, told about a subterranean chamber where the souls of the dead are collected, known as Sheol. Previously we saw how Sheol was not only a belief of ancient Hebrews, but that both Jonah and Yeshua testified to the reality of the cavern, having both been there for 3 days and 3 nights. All of this information covered the abysses created on Day 1. Today we're going to dig deep into what is meant by Yahweh created the darkness on Day 1. Looking back to Jubilees 2:2, He created the abysses and the darkness. The top 3 chambers of the abysses are Sheol, the dwelling for the souls of the dead. The chambers are first for the righteous souls, second for the murdered who are praying for vengeance. These are separated by an unreachable chasm to the third, the one for the souls of the unrighteous. But what about the 4th chamber? Does it have a name? Who is it for? What is its purpose? As it is included in the description of Sheol, shouldn't we know what is written about it too? In Enoch's vision, he's given details about the workings of this great invention called creation. It has to have overseers to make sure everything functions as he created it to function. This job, overseeing, he gave to a particular class of angels known as the Watchers. 1st Enoch 20:1 through 8 reads, "And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who is over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the spirits of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind, over chaos. Sarachael, one of the holy angels who set over the spirits who sin in the spirit. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. Our focus is going to be on the area Uriel has authority over. He is commander of Tartarus, the 4th chamber in the lowest part of Sheol. You may have heard this word Tartarus before. It has been very poorly translated in our modern Bibles as the generic word for hell. This is incorrect, as the Greek word for hell is Gehenna, and Gehenna literally means lake of fire. We will go through Gehenna and the lake of fire in a future video, but for now, let's go back to Tartarus. Enoch 18:9 through 16 tells, "I saw too a blazing fire hanging over all the mountains, and there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory where waters were collected. I likewise beheld terrestrial fountains, deep in the fiery columns of heaven. And in the columns of heaven I beheld fires, which descended without number, but neither on high nor into the deep. Over these fountains also I perceived a place which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing. But the spot was desolate, and there I beheld 7 stars, like great blazing mountains, and like spirits entreating me. Then the angel said, This place, until the consummation of heaven and earth, will be the prison of the stars and the host of heaven. The stars which roll over fire are those which transgressed the commandment of God before their time arrived. For they came not in their proper season. Therefore was he offended with them, and bound them, until the period of the consummation of their crimes in the secret year." Let's examine what we are being told. Enoch is telling us about 7 archangels from the Watcher class of angels and what regions they are responsible for. Uriel is over the whole of Tartarus, which includes a prison for these 7 rebellious stars. Raguel is the angel who has command over the luminaries, including the rebellious stars which transgressed the commandment of God before their time arrived, for they came not in their proper season. Enoch continues in 21:1 through 10. "Then I made a circuit to a place in which nothing was completed, And there I beheld neither the tremendous workmanship of an exalted heaven nor of an established earth, but a desolate spot, prepared and terrific. There, too, I beheld 7 stars of heaven bound in it together like great mountains and like a blazing fire. I exclaimed, "For what species of crime have they been bound, and why have they been removed to this place?" Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, and who conducted me, answered, "Enoch, why dost thou ask, and why art thou eager for the truth? These are those of the stars which have transgressed the commandment of the Most High God, and are here bound until the infinite number of the days of their crimes be completed." And from there I afterwards passed on to another terrific place, where I beheld the operation of a great fire blazing and glittering, in the midst of which there was a division. Columns of fire struggled together to the end of the abyss, and deep was their descent. But neither its measurement nor magnitude was I able to discover, neither could I perceive its origin. Then I exclaimed, "How terrible is this place, and how difficult to explore!" Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, "Enoch, why art thou alarmed and amazed at this terrific place, at the sight of this place of suffering? This," he said, "it's the prison of the angels, and here they are kept forever." Enoch tells us there were 7 stars that transgressed the commandment of the Most High God and are here bound in Tartarus. These luminaries are under the immediate supervision of Raguel, and being in Tartarus, the authority of Uriel. We heard stars are confined there, but did you hear what else is imprisoned there? Maybe we should listen to Uriel's words again. It's the prison of the angels, and here they are kept forever. Have you heard of this before? A prison for angels? It begs the question. What angels? The answers begin in Jubilees 5, 1 through 6. "And it came to pass, when the children of men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the angels of Yahweh saw them on a certain year of this Jubilee, that they were beautiful to look upon. And they took themselves wives of all whom they chose, and they bare unto them sons, and they were giants. And Torahlessness increased on the earth, and all flesh corrupted its way, alike men and cattle, and beasts and birds, and everything that walks on the earth. All of them corrupted their ways and their orders, and they began to devour each other. And Torahlessness increased on the earth, and every imagination of the thoughts of all men was thus evil continually. And Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, and all flesh had corrupted its orders. And all that were upon the earth had wrought all manner of evil before his eyes. And he said that he would destroy man and all flesh upon the face of the earth which he had created. But Noah found favor before the eyes of Yahweh. And against the angels whom he had sent upon the earth he was exceedingly wroth. And he gave commandment to root them out of all their dominion. And he bade us to bind them in the depths of the earth. And behold, they are bound in the midst of them, and are kept separate. Enoch, having been shown Tartarus, writes in 19:1, "Then Uriel said, Here the angels who cohabited with women appointed their leaders." Being told what's happening with these fallen angels, Enoch 10:11 through 12 reads, "And the Lord said unto Michael, Go, bind Semjaza and his associates who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated." It is all well and good that Enoch and Jubilees can tell this story, and they both sound like they're referring to each other. But can we find any of this in our modern American canon? Why, yes. And what you may have previously read will now make even more sense. Have you ever wondered which angels 2 Peter 2:4 and 9 through 10 were referring to when he wrote, For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but cast them into hell and committed them to chains of gloomy darkness to be kept until the judgment, if he did not spare the ancient world but preserved Noah, a herald of righteousness, with 7 others when he brought a flood upon the world of the ungodly, then the Lord knows how to rescue the godly from trials and to keep the unrighteous under punishment until the day of judgment, and especially those who indulge in the lust of defiling passion and despise authority. The answer to Peter is in Genesis 6, 1, 2 and 4. When man began to multiply on the face of the land and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of man were attractive. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward. When the sons of God came in to the daughters of man, and they bore children to them. The sons of God are the angels that sinned by procreating with human women, creating an abomination, named the Nephilim, which grew to do evil on the earth. Right now we're just looking at these angels in regard to who is in Tartarus, but we will go into much more detail when we get to Genesis chapter 6. These are the same defiant angels who Peter declares have been cast into hell and committed them to chains of gloomy darkness to be kept until the judgment. This place, the rebellious angels are kept, is a prison in Tartarus. It is the 4th chamber of Sheol. Remember, back in Enoch 18, Uriel told Enoch, this place will be the prison of the stars and the host of heaven. The host of heaven are these imprisoned angels. Jubilees, Enoch, Peter and Genesis write about Tartarus and its prisoners. Are there any others we can find? Yes, there is. Jude 1, 6 through 7 reads, "And the angels who did not stay within their own position of authority, but left their proper dwelling, he has kept in eternal chains under gloomy darkness until the judgment of the great day." According to Jude, the angels who left their proper dwelling, which is in heaven, and did not stay within their own position of authority, meaning they left heaven to pursue their own lusts, have been kept in eternal chains under gloomy darkness until the judgment of the great day. It is safe to say that not only do Enoch and Jubilees agree with Genesis, Peter and Jude, but they help us understand which angels are the rebellious ones being referred to. It also validates the plan and purpose for all that was created and accomplished on day 1. As Scripture is built precept upon precept, how about if we look at what we have built so far? Sheol, also known as Abraham's bosom, the pit and the grave are a subterranean territory below the earth plane we live on. The purpose for this place is to be a dwelling for the souls of the departed. In addition, Sheol has 3 upper chambers, one for the souls of the righteous, one for the souls of the murdered crying out for vengeance, and the last, which is separated from the others by a great chasm, is for the souls of the unrighteous. As we follow the separating chasm down, we come to 2 more chambers. One chamber is for the stars that defied the word of Yahweh and didn't come out in their appointed season. The last chamber is probably the most unexpected. It is the prison for the rebellious angels. The angels who in Genesis 6 took human wives and created an abominable offspring called the Nephilim. You may have many questions now, such as what is the story with those angels? Are they the fallen angels? Why would they choose to leave heaven? Or maybe, what about paradise? Where does that fit in? Or where is the lake of fire if it's not below us? All I can say is you'll have to keep watching. All of these questions and many more will be answered in future videos. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Day 1, Part 5 of creation. This is only Part 5, so keep an eye out for Part 6, which will soon follow. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more uplifting content. If you wish to support us financially so we can continue bringing you more videos, please see all the ways in the description box. Your support helps us to continue to share these messages of education and inspiration. Stay blessed by walking in the ways of our Lord and High Priest Yeshua. Let his light shine through you, bringing peace to the world around you.